how's everybody doing today? This is Jason Hunt. Thank you for stopping by. Today, I wanted to do something special today. Today, I have a guest who wants to show wants to say his testimony, and I wanted to do this video for those out there who came from probably a bad past when it came to thug life or getting money on the streets or illegal ways. I wanted to do this video, a special video today for those individuals, to let them know that there is hope. You may have come across this video from a friend, family member, or just surfing online, or you're watching on your iPad, iPhone, but I wanted to do this video to let you know that there is hope. For those that's watching, that's your reality, and God wants to change your reality into His reality, which is being changed, transformed, and having a new life. So enjoy this video. Let us know if you were blessed, and there's all the resources throughout this video or at the bottom of the description, if you want to download free sermons and really be involved in the ministry and things like that. So God bless you, hope you enjoy it, and let us know what you thought.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Steve Roberts, and I just wanted to take the time to basically share with you what God has done in my life. And God is such an awesome God, and I really believe that when you go through certain stuff in your life, it is for the deliverance of someone else. So I'm taking the time now to pretty much share like how God has moved in my life. And one of the things is like, before I gave my life to Christ, I was one of those people that was out there in the world, living, touching money that I had no business touching, being involved in activities that I had no business being involved in. But once I've gone to a place where, I've been cornered and couldn't look nowhere else but up, God showed His favors upon me and pulled me out of that. But and He can do the same thing for you as well, because I'm no one special. I'm no one in particular. I'm not someone who grew up in a certain way where there was a silver spoon in my mouth. But it's at the same time, it's just to share with you like how God has pulled me out of it. And basically too as well, even being as part of the world, He wants, like, God has a special favor that he placed upon me, not because of the fact that I was born out of the royalty or anything like that. It was just simply because I desired Him. I desired for Him to be in my life, and I asked Him to come and take over and completely surrender over to Him. Now, given that as a young man, I was always part of the church. I always had the seed in me, but I wanted to do my own things. I wanted to do it my way. But what I learned is that doing it my way is nothing but destruction, worry, sleepless night, always constantly watching my back, and all of these things. But once I've come to a place where I've actually surrendered to God, and and I said to God, you know what, I will allow you to use me however you please. Things were a lot different. I could sleep at night. I don't have to worry about somebody coming knocking on my door. I don't have to worry about, the pains that I was suffering, the things that I was going through. And that's the reason why I'm doing this video, to share with you that God can do the same thing for you that He's done for me. And also I believe that just as in Matthew it says that God will leave the flock of the shepherd will leave his sheep just for one sheep. So I felt like I was that sheep that He left the group for, just to come get. And and that did something for me, to understand that God personally stopped what He was doing to come and care to me when I was in the bottom, when I was in the midst of death. Like He came and pulled me out, because He was like, look, you're mine, and I'm gonna come get you, and I'm gonna protect you, and to understand that He will do the same thing for you as well. So I just wanted to share my testimony and get into it a little bit. Even as I've given my life to Christ and I became a Christian, there is still a battle, because we all understand to live like Christ it's a major thing. To understand how to constantly grow and develop, and the biggest battle that I found in myself was the fact that, like, the very thing that I want to let Him have are the very things that he's asking for, and those are the very things that's hindering my blessings that he have in store for me. And so I had to accept the fact that, you know, there was a process in that as well. There was also a edification that's happening, meaning that, you know, just like anybody, you don't just take a 2 or 3 year old, put him behind of a wheel of a car and just tell him go and drive. There have to be there's certain stipulations and requirements that they have to go through. And basically that was me. I was that 2-year-old, that 3-year-old that was trying to get behind the wheel and drive. But God was like, look, you're too young, you're not ready to do that. So he had to sit me down and get me to a place where I could listen to him, where I can be edified by him, where I can be transformed by him, so that I'll be able to get to a place to what he has for me. So I do this video not to boast about what, you know, anything of the world. It's just to boast about what Christ has done in my life personally. And if you want to accept him into your life right now, if he's calling you, he's asking you for that something inside of you that you don't want to let go, just remember that as long as you continue to hold on to that thing, as long as you continue to hold on to that, that's the reason why you're not seeing a difference. That's the reason why you're not seeing the changes that are happening in your life. And the minute you say, you know what, God, I surrender it over to you, and you keep it that way, and you'll be able to move in faith. And that's what I did, and that's the only thing that I did that's different, and that's the only thing, and that's the time that I began to see the hand of God moved in my own personal life. You know, and even with dealing with women, there was a point in time where, you know, I was always the one that, you know, they used to say, oh, I carry my heart over my shoulder, and certain people would just see that and, you know, want to take advantage of me. I've been beaten up, you know, cheated on. I've even had women, you know, that I was with back when I was younger, they called me to tell me they were pregnant and it wasn't my baby and all of these things. And I used to be like, you know what, God, why is it that I'm going through all of this? Why, you know, I'm a good dude, I don't do this, and I don't cheat, and I don't do all of this stuff, and why am I going through this? And, you know, and then one time I had to come to myself and understand that, you know, why am I asking God for something that I'm doing? You know, and I had to surrender that over to him. I had to give that over to him. And once I give that over to him, then I got to be able to meet my wife, who I'm with now, who don't cheat on me, who don't abuse me. When she see my heart, when she see my condition, or when she see my weakness, I can be myself around her. I can show her my true self. But it was only at the time when I surrendered that over to God, that's when I was able to experience that. And I share that just to show that I would have never received nothing that I got if I didn't surrender what God was asking me to surrender over to him. And if you right now, you sitting back and you looking at your own life and you wondering, why am I not receiving this, and why I'm not getting this, ask yourself this one question: did I hand it over to God? And when I did ask God to do it, am I waiting for him to move over that situation? So that's my testimony, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys out there. And I know someone out there who's watching this video is fighting against and fighting with the same thing. And just right now, as you sitting there where you are, just ask God to surrender, and ask God to take that away from you, and you surrender it, and you'll see the difference. And that's what I wanted to share. And God bless you out there. And I pray that God begin to experience. I pray that God, you begin to experience God in a different level, and that you come face to face with him, so you can really see the truth and the essence of what he's asking you. Because until you come, because one thing I do know, when you come face to face with God, there's no way you can be the same. Why you can't be the same? It's like you coming face to face with the truth. The truth about yourself that you never thought was truthful. The truth about yourself that you thought was a lie, that you didn't think that existed. So, you know, that's my prayer out there to you. And just remember, once you surrender, then you'll begin to understand and experience the love of God, and you'll begin to experience the kingdom of God.